Hello everybody and welcome back to the Doom Eternal Reveal Countdown. Now we're at 5 days to go. We're slowly but surely getting there. But anyway, the topic of the video today is my favourite levels across Doom's lifespan. Alrighty then, so this is going to be a bit of an interesting one because this one is going to be very different as well to many other people. I have done a video like this before in the past. It's pretty much the same opinion then, but let's just re-go over it anyway. And hopefully added a couple more levels in that I think are pretty good. First of all, let's talk about Doom 1, of course. Now, I'm a huge fan of Hell levels, so to me, there's two episodes that stuck out the most, and that's episode 1 and episode 3. There is quite a few good levels in episode 4, I believe, but these levels just stuck out for me the most in them two episodes. Episode 1 because it's probably the fastest paced episode in the entire game, just with like the nice large amounts of weaker enemies, so it's more run and gun gameplay. Especially in episode 4, the gameplay sort of did go a bit slow because the rooms filled up with like tougher enemies, and it was just you spent like more time fighting in each room instead of going one room, quickly clear out the demons, next thing you know in the next room doing the same thing. Which is not a bad thing because it's still what Doom is, just killing hordes of demons in sort of fast gameplay. But I said episode 1 just had that better feeling for me. But I said I love episode 3 as well, just for its lovely hellish designs, especially levels like E3, M3. I love that level. It kind of had a half hellish, half tech based feel to it. A bit random, but it kind of worked. I also liked E3, M4. That was a great map. There was not really any levels apart from maybe Limbo that I didn't like in episode 3. All the levels were really cool. I said I just love my hell levels. In episode 1, I guess my favourite level would have to go down to Computer Station, because I don't know, I just love that level as well, especially the PlayStation 1 version. Speaking of PlayStation 1, there's a few more Doom 1 exclusives to the console games that I like as well. In particular, which I mentioned in the previous video, Threshold of Pain is my favourite level of all time, so that's definitely going to be there. But I also do like Twilight Descent and pretty much every exclusive PlayStation 1 Doom level I like. Maybe not Club Doom. I thought that was it's a good, neat little gimmick, I guess. But after that, it kind of wears off. It's not really that much of a great map. Yeah, so I had to mention them. They are all really fun in their own little ways, and they're totally worth playing. Now, moving on to Doom 2, it's kind of hard to do this one because this one has many brilliant levels, but many, I don't know what to say. Bad levels, I wouldn't say that, but average or boring levels, I guess, would fit the bill. So yeah, my favourite levels would probably be level 10. I love that level. And that's got like a mixed opinion. Most people like it, but there is a huge lot of people that don't like it. Personally, it's one of my favourites, along with map 14, Inmost Dens, and map 16, actually Suburbs, is one of my all-time favourites because I just love the whole idea, especially when you pick up that key and the whole area sort of opens up and demons are spawning everywhere. One of my personal favourites for sure. Also, one worth mentioning definitely is level 28, the Spirit World. I said I love my hell levels, and this is probably the most hellish level in the game. It really does work. It's probably one of the hardest levels in the game as well, where the Archfoe actually shows up quite common in this map, 4 times I believe, on Ultraviolence. So that's quite a lot, because normally in Doom 2 you only see 1 or 2 Archfoes on the map at the most. So this level definitely takes the top spot for that, and that's one of the reasons I love it. I said I love the difficulty and I love the hellish themes in particular. I don't know really what to say for Final Doom. I mean, I like many of them levels. Once again, I haven't really played Final Doom in a very long while, but the levels just stick out to me, I guess. In TNT, I really like the whole gimmick of Wormhole. That was a brilliant map, just like the whole idea behind it. And in Plutonia, there's not really a favourite, but there's one sticks out to me like it does in TNT, is Hunted. That was a really clever idea as well. So simple yet so effective. Them two levels I think are the ones I'm going to mention. Doom 3, Hell, that's it. Hell was a great idea for Doom 3 because they sort of nailed it, I believe. Just with the whole hellish point was done perfectly. I don't know how to describe it, but it actually, out of all the games, I'm guessing this is actually the one that feels most like hell, because the environment does change around you. You actually got screams of agony around in the starting areas as well. It just works perfectly, and it worked better in Doom 3 than it did in Doom 2016, in my opinion. I love Doom 2016 hell maps, don't get me wrong, but they were a little bit safe, I guess that's the kind of the word for it, or maybe plain compared to Doom 3. It's like the levels, they didn't seem to really represent hell as much as we've seen in the past. Let's just leave it at that. But anyway, moving on to Doom 2016. The hell levels are still my favourite. I just love exploring hell, which can sound weird if you take it out of context, I guess, if you love exploring hell. Anyway, yeah, hell levels has always been one of my favourites. So in Doom 2016, there's no different really. But I also want to mention Meltdown, because that level, first of all, I said I just hated it. But then after playing it again, it actually turned out to be one of my favourite maps in the entire game. Really fun, and definitely one of the highlights of Doom 2016 in my opinion. Just with this nice sort of hardcore kind of gameplay on that level. It kind of has a bit more freedom as well out of all the maps. You have to go and destroy all the gore nests, but you don't have to do them in a set order. Some of them you kind of do, but the way you can lay it out, there's like many different paths and routes you can take. And out of all the levels in Doom 2016, the first few are definitely the ones with the most exploration, and this is definitely a great example of that. So yeah, that's probably my favourite levels. I've missed out Doom 64 because I'm not actually sure. I want to play that game again. It's been a very long time. There's not like a single level that sticks out to me apart from the hell levels again, which I can't really say that for Doom 2016 because most of the game is set in hell, so that kind of would be cheating. So that's probably going to be a video of the future where I talk more in depth about Doom 64. But until then, what's your favourite level? I mean, this is going to be very different. Everyone's likely going to have a different opinion here, because I can see why everyone could like each map, because every map has their own sort of good and bad points. Not every level, I don't think not one level in this game is perfect. They're all fun in their own way, which of course they are, it's Doom, they're gonna be. But I can see why people would love this one more than others, or I can see why people would hate this one more than others. So yeah, just let me know in the comments down below on why or what your favourite map is, because I'm really interested to see which ones come up the most. I've got fair ideas because I've seen many opinions before, many quizzes, many forums about these favourite Doom levels, and there are in particular ones that show up, such as favourite ones actually come down to be E4M6. That's actually one I forgot to mention. I'm glad I just thought about that right then, because that is one of my favourite levels as well. Yeah, and other ones, I mean, Doom 2 level 10 seems to come up a lot for favourite. Level 29 always comes up. I've never really got that level to be one of my favourites, but I can understand why people love it. Yeah, so Doom 2 level 29, I guarantee it's going to be someone's favourite. It always has been. So yeah, just let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. We are getting there. Doom Eternal reveal is so close now. I cannot wait for it. But until then, this has been Rockhard Gamer 45.